I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about mounting monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds. This is super OP, and there's some tips and tricks here I got for you that'll make it even more overpowered. So, the way that this works in this game is if you can jump on the monster and attack and get on its back, but there's some things you need to know. First, though, before we get to how to do it correctly and like how all the ins and outs work and the cooldown on it and stuff like that, there's some gear that you need to know about, at least early game, and you can get stronger versions late game. So if you go to the fort to upgrade armor, you're like Monster Hunter Hunter rank like 4 or 5 or 3 is when you get these. I can't remember. There's the Hirabami set and the Ajarakan set. So both these are OP, but there's a mix and match combo you can do that's very nice. So if you want to, you can go all in on the Hirabami set though to get level 5 evade window, lets you evade way better. But this set combo is just super strong. So what happens is, if you get any 3 of the Hirabami, then you get the scaling prowess skill. So this scaling prowess makes it easier to mount monsters and to wound them once mounted. This is huge. This is super, super, super helpful, okay? Because it reduces the cooldown between mounting attempts on monsters. And also makes it easier to do damage when you're on their backs, finally. Then there's the Ajara Khan set. So some of these, not all of them, have a skill called Part Breaker. And this makes it so it's easier to break parts and damage them and stuff when you're on the back of a monster. So that is also massive. So the best combo for this is to get a headpiece from the Hirabami, the gloves, and the waist, and then to get the leggings and the chest from the Ajara Khan mail. And this will give you the best compromise between the two. It'll give you the 3 that you need, but then also be able to give you 2 of the part breakers. So it's a good compromise between the 2 things, and it's going to make mounting monsters super overpowered. So first I'm going to talk about mounting monsters, then we'll talk about the different ways you can do it and some of the things you need to know. So the easiest way to do this is just get on the back of your secret, and then run up to him, and you jump off and press Y or triangle to attack. It doesn't always get on him for some reason, though, even if you haven't got on him yet. Once you've been on the monster more than once, though, and once you're on the monster once, then you'll have to have like a cooldown period. But yeah, it just gets weird. Sometimes it just won't let you on. But you're doing it right if you're doing that. You just got to try to jump on the back and attack. There we go. Now you're on, and what you can do is you can move around different parts. And you want to, if the screen turns kind of gray, it means you need to jump to a different part to avoid his attack or him trying to get you off. Now at the top right of your controls, there's heavy attacks. There's like normal sword attacks. And then there's strong knife attacks as well. I generally just do the heavy weapon attacks. Once a wound appears, though, do not attack again. You want to wound as many areas as you can before you get knocked off. Although I just got knocked off, unfortunately. But if you're on a wound and you press R1 or right bumper or whatever your normal attack button is there at top right, then that will initiate an iframe sequence that will blow up the wounded part and then get you off. So you want to try to get as many parts wounded as you can before you get off, and then finish by blowing one up and then getting off the monster. Now here's the thing, though. Once you've done this, there's a cooldown before you can do this again, and I've been reading and stuff trying to understand what's going on, and what people tend to think right now is it's something where there's like a hidden gauge where you have to do a certain amount of damage to the monster is what I've read. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the theory right now. So, and it's going to vary monster by monster, and how hard it is to mount a monster also depends on the monster, apparently. So even if you perfectly land on his back, which I'm not doing very well here, even if you do, you will not be able to mount again. So basically you mount the monster, do a bunch of damage, and then get off and fight him normally for a while, and then after a while go back and keep trying to mount him a few times to see if it'll let you. And if you can mount them and do all this, it's going to make life so much easier, because then there's going to be wounds at the start of the battle, which will let you do things like this and just more rapidly get your gauge up and stuff like that. So mounting super OP. Definitely need to be doing that, and the set makes it super easy. The other ways that you can mount a monster is if you can find a climbable wall and bring him over to it. You can climb up, and then you can jump off and attack. That'll also let you mount them. You can also slide and then jump while during the slide with A or X, and then that'll get you a little bit of air. And those are the other ways. I honestly, though, recommend just using your secret. It's just better, in my opinion. Yeah, so those are your options. Whichever way you want to do it, whichever way you want to practice. And it depends on the area. Like some areas, there's just nowhere to climb. Like, man, in this zone, I had to run for ages just to get this clip of showing me climbing up this damn thing. So it depends on what region you're in and stuff like that, whether or not to, which way you want to do it. I just recommend getting on your mount. It's just better. But yeah, so that's mounting monsters. That's how it works, and that set is like the best thing early game, especially to use in order to do it. I do recommend you try to mount a monster whenever you can, because it really speeds up the fight and really breaks the fight open in a way that, you know, you're just missing out on if you don't do it. You definitely should be doing that, and I just want to show you how to do it. So hopefully that helps you out, guys. Now you know how to mount monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds.